Morning, everyone. How are we doing today? It is Sunday, September 27th. Wow, September is almost over. And this is, of course, your daily financial news. I look to bring this to you 7 days a week. We do it live, no editing, no fancy stuff. I just get up, enjoy some cups of coffee, do what I've done for the last 20 years, read what's going on in the market, and then share what I have read in the morning. Do me a favor, if this is your first time watching, welcome. Go ahead and leave me some comments or questions if you'd like. You can hit the thumbs up button, which is always greatly appreciated. And if you like what we're doing here, you want to see what's going on every day, hit the subscribe button plus the notification so you can see when we go live. I shoot for about 7:30, just so you know. Today, we're going to start off the discussion around the daily financial news with real estate. We've been talking about it for a long time. We've been talking about urban flight. We've been talking about potential ramifications to other areas. And I stumbled across a couple of articles that probably just bring it right into focus. So this is specifically San Francisco and then Lake Tahoe, often just called Tahoe, which is about 3 hours kind of, what would you call that? Northeast, really east, a little bit north from the San Francisco area. And what we're seeing is what we've been talking about for quite a while now. San Francisco proper real estate is suffering. Real estate listings are up over 100%. Price cuts are now the norm. They have had more price cuts in the last 60 days than they've had in the last years. So a really, really negative trend. You are seeing, even within San Francisco, you're starting to see a bifurcation of the market. There are still such a limited supply of single family homes. That is still getting a bid under the market, right? There are still people looking for those. However, condos are where the pain is. And I do think that is going to be a trend. It is also, when I talk with Brian Lebo from Las Vegas, what I think is going to show the pain. I think there's enough out-of-state people moving to Vegas that will keep single-family homes less in trouble. But they do have a lot of high-rises, and I think a lot of those are going to suffer. Who wants to wait an hour for an elevator, and all of those other things that come with this health crisis. So San Francisco is in trouble. Listings are up, price cuts are the norm, condos are in big trouble, and again, residents are fleeing. One of the places they're fleeing is Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is kind of a winter wonderland, if you will. People go there for skiing. But what Lake Tahoe is seeing is something not to be missed. Last month, actually, let's ask this question. So last month was a bang-up month for Lake Tahoe. They had appreciation of X amount year over year. How much do you think X is? You think it's 10%? 15% year over year, Tahoe? I will say the average price is $725. So that gives you a price point. So that's their average. Well, they are up 25% year on year. That's crazy. That's why you read about multiple offers, cash, over asking, escalation clauses, no contingencies. People are flocking to Lake Tahoe, and it's a relatively small community. I'd call it a bedroom community. But they're also planting roots, at least for a year. School enrollment in Tahoe is up 100% at multiple different schools. Now, saying 100%, you and I might think it's going from hundreds to thousands. You got to remember Tahoe is pretty small, so we're talking a doubling of 15 to 30 and 12 to 28 and things of that nature. But still, schools with infrastructure for 10 to 20 kids now have 30 to 40 kids. It's different. So I think we're going to see this continue. I think this is happening really all over the country. And we're going to be seeing the ramifications of this for a while. Then, of course, it goes to services and fees and taxes. This is something we're going to be talking about for the next year. But as a real estate investor, uh, this is going to be interesting to watch. First and foremost, in San Francisco, how much of a glut of condos is coming? Does it get so bad in San Francisco that condo associations go bust? If you don't know, condo associations, those HOA fees, they can go bust if enough people don't pay them. And then you get one-time assessments and some other nasty surprises. So we'll see how bad it gets. In the '08 crash, it was really bad. So we'll see if for Tahoe, it's going to be, is this a 1-year blip? Or have consumers changed their behavior? They never want to go back to the Silicon Valley. They don't want the hustle and bustle. They want to raise their kids somewhere else. It's going to be interesting. So it was a very interesting couple of articles to read. I expect to read more and more of these over the next 6 to 12 months. I think it's an investable trend. I'd love to hear from you if you think the same thing. Maybe some of you think, hey, San Francisco, New York, they'll be back to gangbusters in March or April. I don't happen to think that, but my crystal ball is as good as yours, so who knows what will happen. Another market moving thing we're going to have to pay attention to this upcoming week is the first presidential debate. Debates, at least in my experience, really aren't market moving per se. I do think 2020 has proven to be a unique year. So I expect this first presidential debate to be a sign of stuff to come. It has the chance for some fireworks. It'll be interesting to see who people declared won. I expect it to be along party lines, which is becoming frustrating, but we'll see. Friday is a big number. Friday is a big number, folks. That'll be the last monthly unemployment or employment report before the election. The one that will come out in November will be after the election. But yes, Friday's jobs report is going to be important. Goldman Sachs put out a call that they expect the unemployment rate to go from 8.4 to 8.2. So still trending negative, but way, way slower. We are grinding. Something that Jonathan and I have talked about on Thursdays, go back and watch his series, is we think we're plateauing and it's going to be a slow grind lower. I'm actually on record just this last week of saying, you know what? I think we're going to bounce off of it. And I think we're seeing a structural problem. And really all what we needed from Congress isn't coming. And we're all going to be left to pay the price. So I really hope I'm wrong. But given everything I'm seeing, I think unemployment ticks up probably later in the year, November, December. But we shall see. There is still talk of a stimulus, right? The 2.4 trillion has been floated out there. I actually am starting to think it's just a political game, something to distract us. Very disappointed. How hard would it be to put an outline on a sheet of paper and say 2.4 trillion, here you go. We'll work out the details while we go through procedural events. I have no faith in Congress. They don't understand the pain that's being felt out there by many Americans. We do have Q3 earnings, right? September will be over next week, which means earnings will come out shortly thereafter. We're going to see what happens in Q3. Q3 GDP will also be reported in the next couple of weeks. I expect it to be a monster number, where Q2 was a record down. I expect Q3 to be a record up. We'll see how people spend that. And then finally, just some week ahead kind of things. Monday we have some Fed speak. A lot of Fed speakers coming out Monday and Tuesday this week. Usually not something to watch, but for me, it's going to be how many of those Fed speakers talk about needed stimulus. Needed stimulus. I think everybody is trying to push Congress to do something. Tuesdays, Case Shiller, right? We're a real estate channel, real estate investing. Case Shiller home prices. I expect up, 7%, 6-7%. Case Shiller, biggest 20 markets. It'll be interesting to see how those 20 markets fare with everyone else. I think Case Shiller will need to a new list because the big metros, people are leaving and the suburbia is going up. So we'll see what happens there. Consumer confidence, that's a big one. Consumer confidence is interesting. We are, one of the things I keep telling you I watch is the consumer, and we're going to see what the consumer is. It'll be interesting to see when that report was taken because I believe consumer confidence is crumbling, at least cracking, and has the potential to really crumble if we don't get that additional stimulus. Wednesday, pending home sales. Again, pending, not closed, but still, our buyers out in force. ADP employment is Wednesday. It's always our first cut at a monthly number. We'll see how they do. Last couple of months, it's been kind of off, but we shall see what's there. Thursday, vehicle sales. We'll see if vehicle sales sort of tie in with consumer sentiment and housing. Construction spending. Has the lumber, acceleration in prices impacted construction at all? And of course, weekly unemployment. It's going to be interesting to see if we kind of turn and bounce off that floor. The Thursday numbers that we talk about every week will be the first indication. And then Friday, the big number, September unemployment. If we were at 8.4, where does it go? Is it still trending lower? Does it surprise us and go higher? So that's what I got for you. Again, Sunday, we still do daily financial news. Daily means daily. So if you like what we're doing, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up if you made it to the end of this 11-minute video. If you haven't yet subscribed, do yourself a favor, hit subscribe and the notification, and you'll get a notification every chance we do one of these live sessions. All right, everybody, enjoy your day. Take care. Bye.